David had asked about nootropics and brain health. I think actually, and they're very, very, very helpful, very useful. They really help with healing inflammation in the brain, this whole brain on fire type symptom that most people with chronic illnesses have, that I really had. My brain felt on fire. I kept trying to explain this to my husband that I felt like my brain was on fire. And so nootropics are actually really great for that. You asked about methylene blue. I'm going to be honest in telling you I have no personal experience with it. I know I've heard and read very good things about it and it's had good successes, but it's just something I've never used, so I don't have any personal experience with it. But for me, and again, when I was really sick and I got on that whole program that I was put on by the naturopathic doctor, he had me on Neurofuzion, which is again the link that I put down there, the same company, Global Healing. He had me on Neurofuzion, and I really, really like that. It has lithium orotate in it, it has L-Dopa, it has Bacopa, it has rhodiola. I mean, all of those things are considered nootropics, and they help really with brain inflammation, really healing the brain. So for me, Neurofusion was a great, great piece that I used for at least a year, maybe even a year and a half. I have also, my acupuncturist at one point put me on Neuroflam. That was actually really helpful too. That was a lot later in my journey after I was better. It has catechins in it. It has curcuminoids like turmeric extract, resveratrol. It's got a bunch of stuff in it as well. So Neuroflam by Apex Energetics is another decent one out there. Um, the other thing, for brain inflammation, and I think, David, you said you had a traumatic brain injury. Um, Rectal ozone is something that people swear by, but hyperbaric oxygen treatments are actually excellent for traumatic brain injuries. I have used that even in my previous life as a physical therapist, and we've done a lot of hyperbaric treatment for wound healing. But the most success we've seen is for traumatic brain injuries. And in fact, when I was very, very ill in my journey and I was getting hyperbaric oxygen treatments, there was a young lady that used to sit behind me in the chamber. And um, one of the days that we were there, everyone was congratulating her and wishing her well. And I said, "Oh, are you going somewhere?" And she said, she had been coming to get hyperbaric oxygen treatments. That was her, I think she said her 60th treatment. And that when she came in, she was in a wheelchair. She had had some, I believe it was a bad car accident, and she came in a wheelchair. And 60 visits later, not only was she walking normally, I would have never been able to tell because I'd always seen her walk in, but she was starting work again the next day in the financial field. She had been off work for almost 2 years because of her brain injury. And so, just in general, there's so much data out there, especially if you look at data from Israel. They have a lot of data on hyperbaric oxygen and what atmospheres and what settings and things to use. So really, that's something that I would suggest, David, if you were really looking for some help with the traumatic brain injury, then look into hyperbaric oxygen treatments. Those are actually very, very beneficial.